Hello everyone, welcome in this webinar from Click to Seat, Master Seamless Online Table Booking with Odoo. So before we start, I'd like to introduce my colleague and myself. This is Quentin and I'm Camille. We are both business analysts at Odoo. Quentin is a point of sales expert while I'm an e-commerce expert, and more especially, I'm specialized in online appointment. So before we start, I'd like to share the agenda of today. Quentin is going to explain you the main features of both apps, so point of sales and online appointment. Then we are going to tackle 3 different use cases that are common in restaurant. And then in a third time, we are going to talk about the new features that appear in Odoo 18 and also what's coming up for the next Odoo experience, so for the new version Odoo 19. And then we'll finish with some Q&A, so don't hesitate to add some question in the chatter and we'll tackle them at the end of the session.
Great, thank you Camille. Then let's start with the main features from both applications. With online appointment, you will be able to create time slot in which you will allows your customer to see available resources at specific time slot available online on your website. Then you will be able to manage resources, either table or people as consultants, fields, and so on. Here we will work with tables, for example. And also it allows you to manage some users. So to make a link between some of your employee or staff member to specific resources. Then we will work as well with point of sales, which will allow you to do multi-channel ordering and payment, either in a restaurant, in a shop, or on a website. Then point of sales allows you to work with kitchen display in order to manage all your ordering in the kitchen, to create floor plans with tables, which is very useful for restaurant, to make the connection between hardware, printer, payment terminals, and so on, and of course the customer management with all the reimbursements, price list, or discount and loyalty.
So perfect. Have you ever tried to simplify some bookings in your restaurant, but suddenly all the customers arrive in your restaurant and your staff just start to stress up? They don't know which table was assigned to which group and it's totally chaos. So let's imagine if everything was just simply automated. And so directly when the customer comes to the restaurant, you know exactly which table is assigned to which group. So in this webinar, we are going to show you 3 common examples in a restaurant and how Odoo can solve them. So setting up a software has never been that easy. So let's start with the use case. First, we'd like to introduce you our customer for booking a table online. So customer is Pepe's is a very trendy restaurant based in Brooklyn in New York. And they recently told us they're just fed up with taking phone calls and writing all the bookings on the paper. So they wanted to use Odoo as a solution. So we decided to help them to go digital. So here to book some tables online and so that it's automatically assigned to the right table, here are the different configurations that we are going to do. First, we are going to create an online appointment and creating the different resources, in our case, tables. And then we have to configure the point of sales and make sure that the restaurant is set up. So let's dig into our database and see how we configure this. So here I'm on the database of Pepe's. So here what's the application that interests us the most is online appointment, which is just right here. Let's jump into it. So here I have my appointment tab that we just call Book Your Table. If I'm going into the configuration of this one, what I can see is that for booking a table, I can book up to 2 hours 30. I have some resources that are assigned with it, so with the specific name. And if I'm just going down, I can just set the opening hours of my restaurant. So let's see how those different resources are configured. For each table, you can set a capacity. Like for example, those 3 first is a capacity of 4, and make sure that you don't want to make it shareable, so you don't want to have unknown people sharing the same table. Okay, So let's now go into our point of sales configuration. So here, if I open point of sales, I have my restaurant Pepe New York. I can go into the configuration, and here what we can set is making sure that you tick table booking. Here you have to do the match between my point of sale, which is a restaurant, and my online appointment that I just configured beforehand. Okay, so now that we did it, we can just click on the floor. If I'm opening the floor, we just have one floor, which is main floor. Okay, so here we have our different tables, right? And with the amount of seats. But do you think that it's linked with our resources in an online appointment automatically?
That's a very good question. I would like to know, because I know there are some seats and table available here in point of sales and also some seats available in online appointment. So is this already a link, or do we need to do something?
That's a very good question. Actually, this has to be manual because, for example, as you said at the beginning of the session, online appointment can be also used for booking a court for playing tennis. So we don't need a point of sales, a restaurant with this kind of resource for a point of sales, right? So here you have to do the match manually. So first you create all the tables with the amount of seats, which has to correspond with our appointment resources. So here it's hidden, so make sure you see it because people can just forget about it. Okay, so now that we did the right match, let's do the flow together to see how it works. So here, if I'm going on the website of Pepe's, I can just click on book your table. Here I'm on my online appointment that we just configured in the backend. And here, let's see, I would like to book a table for tonight for 2 people, just after my tennis session. So let's say I'd like to book a table for 2 at 8 p.m. So here, what's really great is that I can also notify my friends saying, hey, we have a table that's booked for tonight. So I'm just going to add Quentin.
Ah, great. So you're inviting me tonight.
Well, not sure if we are going to share. Well, we'll see. Maybe we'll share a pizza together. Okay, now that it's done, let's go back in our database and go into our point of sales. So here I can just click on point of sales and I can just open my restaurant to see what do my staff see. And here, as you can see, we have actually the booking coming up just right here. So if somebody is coming with 2 people and say, yeah, we booked a table for 8 p.m. Let's suppose we have several tables that are booked for 2 people as well for 2 p.m. So if I click on here, I can straight see the name of my customer and say, yeah, of course, you have a table that is booked for today. So just making sure that we keep the statistics about the no-shows, but also the people who actually came for their booking, we can always tick on checked in. So we keep all the information within the database if we want to do some analytics.
Oh, great. But tell me, what happened if there are lots of customer booking at the same time? How does it work in Odoo?
So actually, if as you can see here, we have different tables, okay? So if we have several people, several group of people who would like to book at the same time, the same day, do not worry because Odoo knows exactly what are the tables that are free for that hour. If there is no table free anymore, the slot won't be available and so they have to book for another time slot.
Makes sense.
Okay, so here a quick summary of what we just saw. So what's the most important thing is first create your online appointment type with the opening hours and also the resources, which are the tables for the restaurant. Then you go into the configuration of point of sale. Don't forget to tick, I'd like to match it with my table booking.
Indeed.
And then you go into the floor and here you have to show the appointment resource, which is hidden, so you can match tables and our resources. I don't know if it was clear.
Yeah, very clear. Thank you.
Okay, great. Let's go.
Thank you, Camille. So, as you can imagine, at Pepe, we don't only serve food in a restaurant, but also in delivery and with takeout process management. I would like to start with some basic configuration in the restaurant, and then we will move on in next use cases to show you how you can create online order, which is very interesting for us. So, first of all, I will explain you the preset. So you can go in point of sale, configuration, settings, and then you will see that from the version 18.1, I think, you can manage all your presets just right here at the same place. You just need to enable here, and you will be have the chance to select the available different preset: delivery, takeout, or eat in, of course. And then you can set one per default. Here at PP, we most of the time, or Pepe, I don't know how you say that.
It's Pepe.
Pepe. At Pepe, most of the time we serve food inside the restaurant, so we will configure it in as preset per default. As you can see, there is a menu to configure preset, but we will do this later. Let me show you how does it work in a point of sale, classic point of sales. So let's create a new order. Let's assume that, for example, someone call the restaurant and order some pizzas, for example. Pizzas for delivery. Pizza for takeout first. Let's up some pizza margherita, pasta bolognese. And you will see that here you will have your default preset, eat in. Then all I need to do is to click and select takeout and to enter the order name. For example, for a really good client of mine, Michelangelo. Okay, but be very careful, because here, as you have seen, per default, there is a placeholder here with an hour, a time slot. Be careful, it's just a placeholder. It won't indicate Odoo the proper order time slot. So you can put it, you can say 7 o'clock, for example, but you can apply. But as you can see, you will need anyway to configure the time slot. So you click here, and here you have the menu. Takeout or delivery, you can select the day, and let's say it's for 7 o'clock. Then it's in order, and you can send the order to the kitchen display.
Okay, so when you set the order, the first person seeing it is the kitchen display?
Yeah, basically you can send every order directly to the kitchen. As you can see, if we come back here, and let's have a look at the kitchen display, you will see that you have your order just ready to take out with the name and the hour just right here. So you can set the hour in the order name just as an indication, but you will need to set the proper time slot. That's very important.
Okay.
All right. Let's show you another use case. For example, you want to create a delivery. Same, someone can call you to order some pastas, delicious pastas. And you can just, oh, you know what, mozzarella sandwich. It's even better. Some pasta quattro formaggi. Excuse me if some of you really speaks Italian. I try to do some my best, but let's assume that's okay. And we will select delivery. Up. Then, of course, it's a delivery, so it will ask you to enter an address. Either it's an existing client, either you will need to create a new one and enter the address. Let's say that's a well-known client called Bradley Cooper, for example, and it's the same. You will have the order name, you will need to set the time slot. So let's assume it's for tonight, and it's at 5 o'clock. As you can see, there is a limited time slot, because in the configuration of the preset, you can choose either if you want to authorize deliveries until 5, 6, 7 p.m. You can choose this.
Okay, so for example, today it's 11 e.m. and I'd like to be delivered tomorrow for my lunch. It's possible as long as the configuration is correctly done.
Indeed, you can.
Okay.
You can go here, click, and say, okay, let's do this for tomorrow lunch, 1 o'clock, and you can send the order. Really
Super
easy.
Convenient.
Yeah. And what does it looks like in the kitchen display? Same, it's very easy. You can just go there, and you will see your order from Bradley Cooper. Of course, maybe you might say, but Quentin, what happens in the kitchen if you have all the deliveries, all the orders from different days? Easy. All you need to do is apply a filter. So you can go here, and check today. You can do that at the beginning of the day. Check today, and you will only have the order from the day. And
so
alright.
you know what to prioritize.
Indeed, indeed. And also it indicates you if you have several orders in the next few days. Either it's tomorrow or in the next day. That it's very good that you can have attract your attention.
Okay.
Right? So then all you need to do is to prepare them. And when it's ready for the takeout, you can call the client, you can come back, you can set a time slot with the client with him to come back at your restaurant and say, okay, you can come at 7 o'clock. And then once it's done, you can just, once it's done, yeah, it's completed.
Okay, nice.
But it's not all. Maybe it's completed, but he needs to pay, right?
Yes.
So maybe just before make it completed, just be sure that you are either, if it's a delivery or a takeout, you can just go here in order, select your order, for example, the takeout, and make the client pay. Bank contact, for example. Same with the delivery.
Okay.
You see?
So the demo that you just showed us is in the case where the customer calls you.
Yes. Or maybe you can make an order at the reception desk, for example.
Oh, yes, okay.
You know, so it can happen when there are some anniversary or some biggest order. Sometimes people come directly in the restaurant asking to prepare lots of food, lots of preparation in the 1 week or more. It's quite convenient. You can use the preset as well to set the proper date. Oop. All right then. So for those basic configuration, the preset, just keep in mind to activate the preset in point of sales configuration directly. Don't forget to train your team. Don't forget to train them to enter the order name and to select the time slot to avoid some miscommunication. And anyway, don't forget to use the kitchen display with a filter in order to manage all the different orders. All right. So now let's talk about what we are really interested in as online order management, because what we want is click to see it, and here, click to see it from home, right? So what we are going to do is to come back to point of sales, configuration, settings as well, and we will work with self-ordering. In order to work with self-ordering, you need to go here, mobile, self-ordering, and to allow QR menu plus ordering. Don't forget to set the service at pickup zone, not at the table, and make sure to have one online payment. Here we will use card, I would say, card payment for more convenience. It's a bit more easy, and you can make sure that people will pay online before taking the order. Then, once it's done, you can come back to the preset I told you before and go to configure preset. Then you will see that you have a menu with the different presets you want, and you will be able to configure this a little. And you can define fiscal position, for example. Don't forget to enable time slots to be able to select time slot online. You can choose a schedule, specific schedule. Either it's the opening time, so it means that you will be able to order online if your shop or if your restaurant is open. Either you can select, as you can see, a standard template with all different hours, all different time slots you need.
Okay, I have just a quick question, Quentin. Why do we need a fiscal position for the presets?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. We need fiscal position because depending on the country, but especially in Belgium, there are different taxes depending if you eat inside restaurant or outside. If you take out, it's different taxes. So this is where you can pre-configure it. So you can the taxes indeed. You can just go here and you will be able to configure the tax directly.
Okay, thank you.
With pleasure. Then you can also limit the order in order to not be overloaded with mass of order, people coming from all over the world, which I hope it will happen to you, by the way. So you can set here a limit. It's a limit of order per minutes. So here it will be 5 order per 20 minutes. And really, really important. Don't forget to click on self-ordering just right here and to make sure that the takeout is available in self and again service at pickup zone, because what we want is to allow self-ordering online. Makes sense. Let's move to the second preset, delivery. I mean, third preset, but up. So delivery, and then same. You can set enable time slot, schedule, order limit, and self-ordering with available in self and service at delivery. All right, this is a bit different because it's a delivery. It's not at a reception point. It's at home, the customer's home. So you configure your preset. You configure the self-ordering. Then now you need to configure the payment. So you will need to go on the website directly, click here, configuration, and select the payment provider. It can be Stripe, ADN, or other payment provider that allows you to make payment online, of course. And once it's done, you can go in payment method to activate them. So you select, you publish them, and then you activate them. Third things. Okay, one last things. Once it's done, you can come back to point of sale, configuration settings again, and use the preview web interface. It will give you an URL that you will use to create a page on your website for online order. For example, if I click on this one, you will see here a URL that you can take a copy and use in the website.
Have you implemented already in the website, this one? Can you show me?
Yeah, in fact, all you need to do here, you can come back on your main dashboard on the website.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can see, I create a specific menu for that. And all I need to do is to click here, and you can see the URL appearing.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah, with pleasure. And of course, we won't show you all the process to do that because there are plenty of other tutorials and video on YouTube, on LinkedIn, everywhere you want. So if you are interested in or if you have some issues, let's go and check those video and tutorials about e-commerce. Okay. Enough talk. Let's see how does it look in a proper online order. So you will have the screen, and you can decide to order now, and then you will have the choice: the takeout, delivery, or eat in. Here we'll go for the takeout, and let's order some fungi pizza, vegetarian with some mushroom and so on. Let's order this. Okay, perfect. Let's pay. Okay, for the takeout, they will ask the time. Same. So it's for today at 6 o'clock, and name Leonardo. Perfect. Let's continue. They will have to pay, so you can select method payment. Those are fake numbers, of course. Let's pay. Okay, perfect. So you can continue, and your order will be sent to the kitchen display. We'll see that just in a few moments.
Quentin, I have just a question. I was wondering, why do we do this way and we don't use e-commerce? Because it's pretty much the same flow, right?
Yes, indeed. But the difference is that if we use I would say the traditional processes from e-commerce, it means that you will need to go through the sales application and sales order, and to make some matching between sales order and your point of sales. And the most important one is that there is no link with the kitchen display.
Oh, okay.
Indeed. And what you want to do is to collect everything in the same kitchen display. Let's show you another example. So now let's try the delivery. Let's go for pasta bolognese, 4 formaggi. Up. Perfect. Let's order. Let's pay. And now, same. They're asking you for the time. You can even ask for another day. But I'm quite hungry, so I will order them for this afternoon. 4 p.m. Let's say up. Raphael. Up. Again. Up. Perfect. Let's continue. Up. And let's pay. Okay, perfect. So up. So now let's have a look in our kitchen display. Up. As you can see, you will get everything directly in the kitchen with all the information you need. The client, the hour, the date, and either it's a takeout or a delivery. Here, in this specific case, all the order has already been paid because you selected online card. And also I think it's better for you. You don't have to think, okay, is it paid or not? What do I do? Okay, it's paid. So just, okay, let's prepare them. And yeah, when it's ready, you can just go deliver on ask the client to take them out.
Okay, so all the orders are already paid, but let's suppose you'd like to give some flexibility to your customer and that they can just pay cash on delivery. Would it be possible to implement it?
Yes, it would be possible. So what you need to do, it's to come back to the configuration and settings. And here, instead of online payment card online, you can just delete this. And you see that if you delete this, the placeholder tells you that pay at cashier if empty. So basically, if you don't do this, you can just order online. It will create the order in the kitchen display. And you will need to do the same process as the first time to go back to the orders, select the orders, and pay at the cashier directly.
Thank you, Quentin.
Yeah, with pleasure. All right, folks. So let's just keep in mind all of this. Let's enable self-order menu and QR code. Let's think about service at pickup zone, not at the table. Enable time slot and available in self. Don't forget to configure fiscal positions if it's needed in your country. Keep your post session open if you configure your online order based on opening hours, of course. Don't forget to configure payment provider and activate them in payment method. And you can use the web interface preview to link and to integrate it to your website. But maybe now you could think, okay, Quentin, this is amazing. Maybe this is very good. But what about all applications like Uber Eats, Deliveroo, and so on?
Yes, I was wondering, is it a development for having this integration? Because many restaurants work with.
Indeed. The answer is no, and this is a good news. So you can use Urban Piper, which is basically a connector between third app delivery platforms such as I said, Uber Eats, Deliveroo, and so on, and Odoo. So it will create the connection. We won't go deeper inside the topics because there is a specific video about that, a specific tutorial to show you how to configure it, and we will share it in the chat. But just have a look here. You can just create an account in Urban Piper, go in point of sale configuration, enable here Urban Piper, and then enter your credentials. What it will do also, it will gather all the orders from Urban Piper again in your kitchen display,
Great.
which is good. You can gather everything at the same place again.
Okay, so now takeaways. What do we remember about this session? First, we know now that we have some integration and synchronization that we can do with the online appointment that we publish online and with our point of sales configuration with the setup of our restaurant. Quentin talked about takeaways, which is easily configured on the point of sales application. He talked also about the self-order, which has like a kiosk mode and very easy, which is different from the e-commerce because it's directly linked with the kitchen. And then we talk about the integration with Uber Eats. So I hope you like the talk. Now we can just talk about the new features that appear in Odoo 18 for online appointment, which can also be very easy, convenient for your implementation. So one of the new features in appointment for Odoo 18 is that you can allow the customer to cancel their booking as long as the booking is not payable. So here you can just set up, well, the customer can cancel the booking up to 24 hours before the booking. You have also the follow-up, as I show you in the point of sale, but it's obviously available in online appointment, where you can actually track the booking. Did the customer come? Did the customer cancel? Was it a no-show? Everything can be configured here and tracked very easily. Another new feature is that you can pay per seat. So let's imagine you have a premium restaurant and you have a very limited space there and limit amount of tables. You don't want people to cancel and making sure that they are engaged for their booking. You want them to pay a certain amount per seat. Now it's possible since Odoo 18 that when you configure and you tick upfront payment, yes, and then you set up a certain capacity on the resource, now you can have the price per seat. Okay, spoiler alert. What's coming up in Odoo 19? One big thing, big feature that will appear, and our team worked the entire year on it, is that we'll have Google Reserve integration. So this is going to come in the future version. And spoiler alert, because Quentin is going to do a talk about it on September 18, right?
Yeah, September 18, and I hope I will see all of you there to see that amazing talk, of course.
And much more to come, of course. So we won't spoil much more. So thank you for your attention. Now we are going to see each other in a few seconds to tackle your question. So welcome back. We are just tackling some of your question, and one question from Nahola Dirhen. Hello, is it possible to make an appointment flexible for the timing slot? So 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So we already had the request several times. Unfortunately, it's not possible. So I saw that you found a workaround, which is creating 4 different appointment types, one for 1 hour, the other one for 2 hours. I can understand that it's not the more inconvenient, but we are working on it. So we hope that it's going to come in the future version very soon.
Mhm. Yes, I also see some question about printing. It's not directly linked to our subject, so I will hardly suggest you to ask to create a support ticket if you encounter any of those issues. There is a question about from Alpha Rashkot, code print available. I'm not sure to understand if it's a kitchen display print available. Yes, of course, you can print the ticket directly in your kitchen. No need to use the screen. If it was not about kitchen display, feel free to enter your question again. Yeah. Certified to be in France. Yes. So, question for Patrick: the Odoo system certified to be used in France for a restaurant or bar? Can you specify your question? Is it about? Yeah. Can you specify also the question, please? Yeah, as we said, we will try to focus on issues exactly linked to that subject. So again, if you still have issues or question about something else, feel free to contact support services.
It's related to black box, but in French.
C'est pour ça, ça savoir un petit peu les questions.
In English.
Ouais.
Okay.
Ça, je comprends pas la question.
No, neither.
Maybe to come back to the question from Patrick, yes, we have plenty of clients in France using point of sales for bar and restaurant. I guess. Yes, I think it's ongoing. So for the certification, maybe you can again you can ask to the support. I think it's ongoing, so it will be better to ask indeed the support.
Okay, we don't have that many other questions. I think we can just close the webinar. Thank you for your availability and hope you like this webinar. Thank you.